Good evening. Thank you for being with us on this day. Can you open up the Second Kings chapter 8? That's going to be our Bible reading for our weekly Bible study and taking back to home and having time for the Lord in your house. So that's the one that we're going to use Bible study. Let me see what's going on here. Jasmine, can you expound on what you read in Second Kings chapter 8, please?
Okay. Um, it starts off with Elijah talking to a woman who his son he heals, raised from the dead, and he tells her that there's going to be a famine, 7 years, and after 7 years she comes back. And at the time, the king of Israel is talking to a servant about Elijah. The servant's name is Gehazi, and he's telling him about the works that Elijah had did. One of them being um, when he raised the son back, the woman's son. So at that time, the woman comes back or talk to the king in order to get back her property. And so when the king's when first Gehazi sees her, he points her out to the king. Like, this is the woman whose son Elijah raised from the dead. And then the king goes talks to her, and with that, after she tells the king what Elijah did, uh, they give her back her land. Or
Mm-hmm.
in verse 6, and when the king asked the woman, she told him. So the king appointed unto her a certain officer, saying, restore all that was hers, and all the fruits of the field, since the day that she left the land, even until now. And so with that, they go back to Elijah, and now he's in Damascus, and the king of Syria, he's sick, he's ill. So he asks Hazael to go talk to him and to present him with gifts and presents. He's asking him if he'll be able to recover from his sickness. So when he goes there, I'm going to read what Elijah said because I like it. And Elijah, verse 10, and Elijah said unto him, go, say unto him, thou mayest certainly recover, howbeit the Lord hath showed me that he shall surely die. And then at that point, Elijah's countenance falls and he starts to cry. And Hazael asks him, are you why are you distraught? And Elijah says, because he is, verse 12, and Hazael said, why weepeth my Lord? And he answered, because I know the evil that thou wilt do unto the children of Israel. Their strongholds wilt thou set on fire, and their young men wilt thou slay with the sword, and wilt dash their children and rip up their women with child. And verse 13. And Hazael said, but what is thy servant a dog, that he should do this great thing? And Elijah answered, the Lord hath showed me that thou shalt be king of Syria. So Hazael goes back and he talks to the king, and the king asks what Elijah says, and Elijah says he'll get better. So that night he takes a cloth and puts it in water, and he kills the king, and then now he becomes the king of Syria. So I like what Elijah said in 10 because he's saying he could recover. Like he says, and Elijah said unto him, go, say unto him, thou mayest surely recover. However, the Lord hath showed me that thou shalt surely die. And in the end, Hazael killed him. But he didn't die from his illness, he died from someone killing him.
Okay. Let's go read Elijah, 2 Kings chapter 8. It's actually probably better this way. Then spake Elijah unto the woman whose son he had restored to life, saying, Arise, and go thou and thy household, and sojourn wheresoever thou canst sojourn, for the Lord has called for a famine, and it shall also come upon the land 7 years. And the woman arose and did after the saying of the man of God, and she went with her household and sojourned in the land of the Philistines 7 years. And it came to pass at the 7 years' end that the woman returned out of the land of the Philistines, and she went forth to cry unto the king for her house and for her land. And the king talked with Gehazi, the servant of the man of God, saying, Take me, I pray thee, all the great things that Elijah hath done. And it came to pass, as he was telling the king how he had restored a dead body. I'm sorry. How he had restored a dead body to life, that behold, the woman whom son he had restored to life cried to the king for her house and for her land. And Gehazi said, My lord, O king, this is the woman, and this is her son, whom Elijah restored to life. When the king asked the woman, she told him. So the king appointed unto her a certain officer, saying, Restore all that was hers, and all the fruits of the field, since the day that she left the land, even until now. And Elijah came to Damascus, and Ben-hadad the king of Syria was sick, and it was told him, saying, The man of God is come hither. And the king said unto Hazael, Take a present in thy hand, and go meet the man of God, and inquire of the Lord by him, saying, Shall I recover of this disease? So Hazael went to meet him, and took a present with him, even of every good thing of Damascus, 40 camels burdened, and came and stood before him, and said, Thy son Ben-hadad, king of Syria, hath sent me to thee, saying, Shall I recover of this disease? And Elijah said unto him, Go, say unto him, Thou mayest certainly recover, howbeit the Lord hath showed me that he shall surely die. And he settled his countenance steadfastly, until he was ashamed, and the man of God wept. And Hazael said, Why weepeth my Lord? And he answered, Because I know the evil that thou wilt do unto the children of Israel. Their strongholds wilt thou set on fire, and their young men wilt thou slay with the sword, and will dash their children, and rip up their women with child. And Hazael said, But what is thy servant a dog? Is thy servant a dog that he should do this great thing? And Elijah answered, the Lord has showed me that thou wilt be king over Syria. So he departed from Elijah, and came to his master, who said to him, What said Elijah to thee? And he answered, He told me that thou shalt surely recover. It's a lie. And it came to pass on the morrow that he took a thick cloth, and dipped it in water, and spread it on his face, so that he died. And Hazael reigned in his stead. In the 5th year of Joram, the son of Ahab, king of Israel, Jehoshaphat being then king of Judah, Jehoram, the son of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, began to reign. 32 years old was he when he began to reign, and he reigned 8 years in Jerusalem. And he walked in the way of the kings of Israel, as did the house of Ahab. For the daughter Ahab was his wife, and he did evil in the sight of the Lord. Yet the Lord would not destroy Judah for David, his servant's sake, as he promised him to give him a way, a light into his children. In his days, Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah and made a king over themselves. So Joram went over to Zair and all the chariots with him, and he rose by night and smote the Edomites, which compassed him about, and the captain of the chariots and the people of the field for their tents. If you go back to Genesis, they talk about Edom. They talk about the people of Edom, which are the Edomites, and they are the descendants of who? Esau, Jacob's brother. And Jacob is where the nation of Israel came from. And Esau are the Edomites. And those are the ones that they fight against, which are the children. Still, they are the offspring of Abraham. But the promise, the seed came through, the promise came from Abraham, but it expounded through Jacob, because that's where the tribes of Israel and Israel comes from, is Jacob. But Abraham, the seed came through Abraham, but Abraham had more than one seed. That's the point that we have to keep in mind when we're reading. Just because all the children of Abraham, all the children, their seeds had to convert over to Israel to be an Israelite. They had to be a proselyte Jew. So it's verse 21. So Joram went over to Zair and all the chariots with him, and he rose by night and smote the Edomites, which compassed him about, and the captains of the chariots, and the people fled into their tents. Yet Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah until this day. Then Libnah revolted at the same time. And Joram slept with his fathers and was buried with his fathers in the city of David. And Ahaziah, his son, reigned in his stead. In the 12th year of Joram, the son of Ahab, king of Israel, did Ahaziah, the son of Jehoram, king of Judah, began to reign. 22 years old was Ahaziah when he began to reign, and he reigned 1 year in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Athaliah, the daughter of Omri, king of Israel. And he walked in the way of the house of Ahab, and did evil in the sight of the Lord, as did the house of Ahab, for he was the son-in-law of the house of Ahab. And he went with Joram, the son of Ahab, to the war against Hazael, king of Samaria, and Ramoth Gilead. And the Syrians wounded Joram. And King Joram went back to be healed in Jezreel of the wounds which the Syrians had given him at Ramah, when he fought against Hazael, king of Sarah. And Hazael, the son of Jehoram, king of Judah, went down to see Joram, the son of Ahab, in Jezreel, because he was sick. So thank you for reading your word. Have any questions? Please leave them. If you read any Bible verses of the last week that you want to share, please share them. Godspeed.